Oh, you gonna do the intro or am I doing the intro?
Sure, you're the dude in the intro.
Oh, I'm doing it? Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome back to another week with Third Row Posse as we break down our favorite TV shows, movies, songs, and albums from the 90s. If you have joined us in the past weeks, we have already covered 1990 to 1993, and today we are tapping into the glorious year of 1994. Along with me, I have my co-host who will do very well introducing himself, so I will pass the mic on to him.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another year of this Third Row Posse. I'm your host, Gavin. So, Megan, let's start. Where do you want to start then?
Uh, Songs.
Songs, right?
Yes. So, my first song for this week, because I do have two songs this week, as always. My first song this week is, I would say, it's a cult classic. People love this song. I think it is the perfect example of the grunge sound in that time in that era. The band itself, and that is Black Hole Sun by
Ooh.
Soundgarden. Rest in peace, Chris Cornell. Um, but yeah, the video used to trip me out as a kid. I didn't like it. It was creepy to me. But the song, on the other hand, it's it's just one of those songs that you never get tired of listening to.
Mm.
So it's certainly one of my favorite songs of the 90s.
Okay, so with that being said, then I'm going to go with Sabotage by the Beastie Boys for my
Okay.
first choice. So, yeah, it is one of the classic videos and classic songs from the 90s, during the 70s pop or 70s like cop intro video for it and all. Pretty cool.
Hmm.
So it is. And I did enjoy it. So then
No.
what's your second choice then?
Okay, my second choice is from um it's one of the songs from a Disney movie. Um and it's Can You Feel the Love Tonight by Elton John. It was from The Lion King. Um yeah, that was probably one of my introductions to it was actually my first introduction to uh one of my childhood crushes, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, who played the voice of young Simba. And then, of course, as years go on, watched his movies, watched Home Improvement, things of that nature. But just I feel like there's just a lot of it's just a lot of songs that I really do enjoy from Elton John. I just, I think of all of the classic hits that he has made, and although we don't really see or hear of him too much due to, I think if he's not completely blind in one eye, he's close to it, but he's been sick for the last few years. But I do believe he is he have lost a good amount of sight in one of his eyes. So you don't really see or hear too much from Elton John as much as you used to. But definitely one of the many songs of his that I do enjoy to this
Mm.
day.
Right then, I'm going to go with a totally different style. I'm going to go with "Regulate" by Warren G and featuring Nate Dogg.
Uh-huh.
So
I almost went with that.
yeah, I was
I
hoping
almost
you were
went
going to
with
go
that.
for that.
I mean, it's it's again another song that I used to hear a lot on the radio. Um, yeah,
When the
it's
Young Guns intro and all that.
yes, yes, definitely. So, okay, see, we came close. We
Hmm.
came close, but I did go a different route this time. But I still believe we are going to pick the same in one before the series ends. Might be today. Okay.
I think it is going to be today.
All right. So, um, I guess we can go with uh movies. Let's go with movies.
Ooh. Now, I reckon I have six in total, but I reckon you've picked two of them. So would I. So I'm going to go with something that's iconic. I don't know which one, but I know. I'll go with Kevin Costner's Wyatt Earp. It's a 3 hour movie of the life of Wyatt Earp and what happened in Tombstone on that fateful day. So it is.
Okay.
And it goes all the way through his life and all, and it's a great movie. So it is. It's one of
Okay.
those.
Okay.
It's one of those 3 hour movies where you're just sitting there, and then you're looking at the time again. It's 3 hours up, and you're like, "Wow, that was pretty cool." So yeah, Wyatt Earp.
And that's one of what, six you said?
Yeah, but I reckon I've got two of your choices.
You want to put a wager on it?
Yep.
Okay. Pulp Fiction.
Oh no, don't. Damn
Yeah.
it.
Pulp Fiction, starring John Travolta, Samuel Jackson, and Uma Thurman, and Ring Rings, and just a
Harvey
whole list.
Keitel.
A whole Bruce Willis. How
Yeah.
can I forget Bruce Willis? It's such a clusterfuck movie because it's just so much that goes on in that movie. It's so much, but um, I never really get tired of watching it. I mean, well, no, I can't watch it all the time, but it's definitely a movie that I've watched several times. The whole bringing Uma Thurman out of her overdose. That's a scene that will just traumatize me forever. Um, of course, other scenes in the movie that is pretty traumatic, but listen, I'm not crazy about Quentin Tarantino personally. I think he's a weirdo, but I do enjoy his movies. I think he's a really good actor. But personally, I wouldn't want to be in a room alone with him. I think he's creepy.
Oh no, I would. I'd love to pick his brains. I would. Because the first
Quentin
movie I ever
Tarantino.
bought from him was because it was banned over here for so long. It was Reservoir Dogs. I bought it on VHS for I think it was £33 at the time. So it did. And that was a great movie.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's not so much of his directing ability because he makes great movies, from Glorious Bastards, which is, Again, not a movie that you could watch all the time, but down to Django, which was my son's favorite movie. I don't know why,
I
but
haven't
he
seen it
really
yet.
liked that movie. So, um, but yeah, yeah, Pulp Fiction is a classical movie. Um, okay, so that was my first choice. What's your choice?
The five remaining, I'm going to go with, oh, well, I have to. The classic that is The Crow, Brandon Lee's.
Okay,
So,
I did
yeah.
not pick that one.
Oh, I thought that was one going to be one of your choices.
No, but I'm pretty sure my next choice is a choice of yours for sure.
All right.
Natural
Go
Born
ahead.
Killers.
Yes, I've got it.
Natural Born Killers with Woody Harrelson and Juliette Lewis. Um, well, first
Oliver.
let's go back to The Crow. Now, I enjoyed that movie a lot. Um, of course, it's just unfortunate that, he passed away while filming the movie. So we never got to see what work Brandon Lee could have given us like his father. I mean, they both died at very young ages under very mysterious circumstances. I know there's always been a theory on to whether they were um, murdered. I
Mm,
don't know if that's something that we are ever find out. It's just the idea that, you know, that both of their deaths was pretty preventable. So it
mm-hmm.
shouldn't have happened, but it did. So of course, when it happens to one, you think, okay, it might have just been, a freak accident. But when it happened to his son years later, yeah, it kind of makes you think that, all right, there might be, you know,
A
something
curse.
behind it.
Yeah,
But yes, The Crow was a favorite of mine. I mean, shoot, I enjoy Bruce Lee movies as well. Um, but definitely. Now, when it comes down to natural born killers, um, I think that movie was my introduction to how toxic some relationships could be because these two bonded over killing people, And that was very toxic. But however, they romanticized it so much in the movie and it made people like, I want that for myself too. And it's like, no, you don't. Because they ended up going to jail, if I
aye, but
recall.
is it not supposed to be Oliver's take on reality TV? Oliver Stone's take on reality TV?
Yeah. But even to this day, you have people that see things
Mm,
and they want to experience that. And it's like, but if you look at the whole picture, instead of just the romantic aspects of the film, they were serial killers that went around killing people. It was like Bonnie and Clyde.
aye, but Mickey saved Mallory from a like abusive family.
Yeah, to only get her to kill people.
Yeah.
What it was, I mean, wait, but then they come back and take out her father?
Yep.
See, see. And we're going to get into it because you did say that you watched Frankenstein, right?
Yep. And welcome to Derry.
Yeah. So it's like even with that film, um, now I'm like seeing different people online, young girls, young impressionable women who are literally saying, if they could, they would have protected the creature. They would have loved him. And it's
Come
like
on.
he was listen, I understand where that comes from, but at the end of the day, he was a creature that was created by multiple dead men.
Mm,
Um, it's very much like how when the Jeffrey Dahmer, the Netflix special had came out, and women was just lusting over Jeffrey Dahmer, and it's like you're not lusting after Jeffrey Dahmer. You're lusting after Evan Peters, who is playing Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey
mm-hmm.
Dahmer was a gay man. Okay,
Yeah.
so you wouldn't have had no chance with him anyway. He was a gay man who killed other gay men. That's one. Um, they also did this. They also doing the same thing with Monster, the Ed Gein story.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like you're not lusting after Ed Gein. You're lusting after Charlie. And I get it. I get it. I get it. I saw him in Sons of Anarchy. I get it. But the bigger picture is this man had mommy issues. He had some type of mental illness, and he was pretty much uh, uprooting dead bodies and doing his doing what he want with them. No, you're not lusting after that. Like, what is wrong with y'all? So, yes, I just say that to say when it comes to natural born killers, it's kind of the same thing. You're romanticizing these two people who fell in love with each other after he saw that this girl was in a really bad, like you said, abusive household, but it just led to them living a life of crime. And
Mm-hmm.
they ultimately went to jail for it. And I'm trying to remember, did did he get executed?
No, so they both escaped and killed the reporter. So they did who plays Iron Man.
Yeah,
Who's that? Yeah. So they escaped and then they killed him because they were doing reality TV. So you see the gun, you see the camera just shoot on the reporter at the end.
yeah. So see, bad news.
Mm.
But yes, well, that is my two choices, and ironically, one of your six choices. So are you going to tell us the other four?
The other three were Leon, the Hitman movie,
Uh-huh.
Interview with a Vampire, and Shawshank Redemption.
Interview with a Vampire and Shawshank Redemption. Yeah.
Big year for movies.
Oh, wait a minute. Did Dumb and Dumber come out in '94?
I don't know. Mm,
Let me check really quick.
no, might have.
Yep, '94. It did. I don't know why that just dawned to me now. I guess when you had said Shawshank Redemption, I think Dumb and Dumber came out the same year, which it did.
Mm.
Um Shawshank Redemption is such a long movie. It's a good movie, but it's such a long movie. Um I don't. I mean, I've watched it a handful of times. It's definitely. I have to be honest though. It's definitely one of the movies. If I'm flipping through the channel and it's on, I'm gonna keep flipping through the channels because
Oh,
it's a hard movie
oh,
to get into sometimes. Like it's just like, oh,
oh.
well, it's on a lot here on like TBS and TNT. It's on a lot. Like they show that movie a lot. Um, so yes.
Mm.
However, however, um, for I forgot the second
What?
movie that you said.
Oh, Interview with the Vampire.
Yes. Um, that was a really good movie
Mm-hmm.
with Tom Cruise and Brad
Brad
Pitt
Pitt.
and
Uh,
a young Kristen Dunst.
and with Antonio Banderas.
Yes. Very small role, but you know. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then of course a lot of other movies from I think her name is Alice Rice that came out, like Queen of the Dam. So she has, I guess, like a whole community of vampires, and um, a lot of movies and shows have came out. I, of course, the movie A Interview with the Vampire, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you have the show called The Interview
Yeah.
with a Vampire. Okay. Um, the show is just as good. It makes you learn more about Lestat, who was supposed to have been turned by what was her name?
Oh, yeah.
Tasha
Yeah.
in Queen of the Day. So it's like a lot of puzzles to shift around to where you learn the whole story of them. But yeah, definitely those are some good choices for sure.
Right. Let's move on then to the albums.
Album,
Will I go first?
sure.
Because I want to do this one. I want to get this one in, so do. So, 92, you picked Dirt. So, in 94, I'm picking Jar of Flies by Alison Chain,
Okay.
their EP. So, yeah. With the songs Don't Follow in Nutshell. I just love this EP. So do.
Oh,
It's
okay.
supposed to be their acoustic EP, before they did 96's Unplugged. And it's really good.
I see. Now I picked something kind of close to it,
Oh,
and it's Far Beyond Driven by Pantera,
oh,
which featured tracks 5 Minutes Alone, Unbroken, and the Black Sabbath cover of Planet Caravan.
mm,
Good album, good band. Kind of late to the party with them though, but you know, better late than never. But
yep.
yeah, okay. So, what's your next album?
Second album is going to be their first album. It's Hootie and the Blowfish Cracked Rear View. So it is, with all their wee like songs that have been on loads of compilations and stuff like that. Like you've got
Okay.
Hold My Hand, stuff like that, and all. It's just an amazing wee album. So it is.
Nice, nice,
With
nice. Okay.
Darius Rucker. Right, go. What's your second choice then?
My second choice is Bedtime Stories by Madonna,
Oh,
which features tracks of Secret, which is one of my favorite songs of hers, Human Nature, Take a Bow, and Love Try to Welcome Me, which are two other songs that I really loved from Madonna. Um, it was kind of like a it had like a little R&B to her sound, and d- that was the era of Madonna that I feel like that's when I really started getting into music. Um, so a lot of those songs from this era is just gonna stick with me because it just have a lot of memories attached to it. So um, to me, I definitely feel like that was one of her best albums. This is post Vogue and Like a Virgin and Papa Don't Preach, so this is like long after that, but before the likes of oh gosh, what's the name of that song where she's like out in like the desert and she's like wearing all black. I, g- I
Oh,
think this was around the time that she was starting to slowly get into her Kabbalah phase. So it seemed like her music was getting a little bit more religious like.
mm,
But yeah, that's one of my favorite albums from Madonna. So those are my two albums from 1994.
shall skip in the TV then. Our last topic.
Yeah. Real quickly, I'll just tell my two choices, which was New York Undercover, which was like pretty much like Law and Order.
Mm,
Um, you had a lot of live music, so a lot of the hip hop artists that was popular at the time, they will like appear on the show and stuff like that. And my second choice is Sister Sister with Tia and Tamara Mowry. You know, two twins who didn't know that they were twins. They was adopted by two different parents, and then they came across each other in the mall and they realized that they have a twin,
mm.
and they end up moving in together, and bam, you know. And those are my two shows.
Right, my two choices, I have to be quick, are going to be RoboCop from the hit movies and Babylon 5. So it is the space station one with all the weird aliens and stuff like that. That's my two choices. Right, let's go talk about it. Episode 3. Welcome to Derry. What'd you think of it?
Um, I didn't see the whole thing.
Oh,
I didn't see the whole episode. I have been under the weather this week. But see, here's the thing. I don't have cable. I also watch a lot of these shows. I'm watching it live. I'll watch it on certain websites. But if I'm going to watch it after it's posted up online, then I can watch it without peace, with peace. But if I'm watching it live, a lot of people don't have cable.
mm,
So the links to the videos will start getting scrambled, or they'll say that it's become over capacity because too many people is watching it. But for the bits and pieces that I did get to see, I saw where um now we're starting to learn what that the one soldier, I forgot his name, his talent, which is somehow he's attached to,
The Shining.
yeah, I saw he had um don't tell me, what's the name of it? Slingshot.
Yeah.
And whenever, I get bits and pieces of it, but I have to watch the full episode. So by the time we do the show next week, I would have watched episode 3 and 4 because 4 comes on tonight.
Night.
Is it
Yeah.
Sundays? So I will be caught up and I will be ready to talk about the show for sure.
It was so
Um,
good.
ah,
It's
I'm gonna watch it.
the only thing I'll say is it's less scarier than the first two, so it will. But it
Okay.
puts a lot more of the backstory into it, and it's not Pennywise, it's it.
Okay.
Everybody's complaining about, it's going to be Pennywise's story, but no, it's its story.
So
Pennywise is
this
a
is
form of it.
so is this based on like the original movie that came out in 1990?
So the original movie and the movies up to date are based on Pennywise the clown, but Pennywise the clown is it. So it is. It's not like one character. It's like it can transform into multiple things. So it can.
Okay. So Pennywise is just one of many.
Yeah, one of many forms it takes.
Okay.
So the jar,
Cool.
the lampshade, and the people in the car was all it.
Mm.
So it is. But if you haven't seen episode 3, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it's really good.
Okay. I'll definitely watch that before the fourth one
That's right.
comes on tonight. Um,
So are we going to talk about how we predicted that Joe Henry was going to get signed last week? Because we said,
yes, let's talk wrestling. I think we got enough time to talk about it. Um, well, I'm okay. First, let's start off with what happened on Monday. Um, I think
we recorded before Monday's episode, so we did.
yeah, I was just trying to remember. Did we learn the fourth? No, we
No.
didn't. We learned the fourth on SmackDown. So we now have our 4 out of 5 for War Games. We have the Usos, Jimmy and Jay. We have Cody, and we have CM Punk. I think the most obvious fifth member will be Roman.
Mm,
Um, Seeing as how all 5 of them has had issues with the Vision. My question is, who is going to be the fifth for them? You have the Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker. You have Drew McIntyre. You have Logan Paul. So who is going to be the fifth for them is the question.
I
Who do
reckon
you think?
it's looking at it. I think it's going to be Brock
Mm.
because
Ugh.
where's Seth Rogen?
It might be. I forgot all about him. Oh, I forgot all about him. Yet it might well enough just be Brock Lesnar.
Mm,
It might just be him. Well, that'll make for a good war game. It would. It'll make for a good war game. Um, I know a lot of. I could tell like a lot of wrestlers don't like working with him because Brock is a little heavy-handed in his matches. He hurts people. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but you've been in the business for well over 20 years, so I have to assume you just get a kick out of just hurting people. I have to assume
yeah.
that. Um, so that's that. Now for the ladies edition, it's kind of up in the air right now. We have Rhea, Alexa, Io, and we do have Charlotte, even though Charlotte is not really wanting to deal with Rhea, which they have clearly they have history. So it would only make sense for them to kind of throw that in the mix that her and Rhea has issues and for them to sort it out before War Games or at least pretend to, and they might just go after each other during war games. It's giving the way Bailey and Bianca was
Mm,
last year. Um, and I would assume that Tiffany will end up being their fifth. And as in for the four on the opposite team, we have uh Io, no, excuse me. We have Asuka, Kairi Sand,
and the other,
Lash,
yeah,
Naya, and I would assume Jade.
could be.
I would assume it will be Jade. So, I mean, she is a heel now. She don't have to like them. She don't really have to deal with them. It's just a matter of, look, I don't like losing. So,
Mm.
just make sure we don't lose. So, I would assume that she would be the fifth member of that. Um,
If
as in,
Tiffany comes back, then you'll get Jade as the fifth member.
yeah, yeah, but I'm more than certain that Tiffany will be a part of it. You know, seeing as how she's a former champion, and you know, it actually should be not the former champion, it should be the current champion that's in it, and that's Stephanie. But I would guess that Stephanie is going to have a title match with Nikki Bella at some point in the future. So she might not be in War Games. But if they don't have a match for them to at Survivor Series, then Stephanie and Nikki might have their match at Sunday night's main event.
Mm. Yeah.
Um, Joe being signed, I'm not surprised. We knew that he was going to be. It's very interesting because just last year he said that he had a few years left on his contract in TNA. So for him to get out after a year tells me that they probably bought him out.
Yeah.
They probably bought him out of his contract. Um, so I'm glad I got to see him for like $50 because he won't be doing any more of those meet and greets no more. You're gonna have to pay an arm and a leg and a kidney to see Joe Hendry now. Now that he's officially owned by WWE.
Mm.
So I'm so glad we got to see him. Um, TNA. TNA. Well,
No,
before I get to TNA,
we'll have to
what?
speak about the big match that was on SmackDown. Woo, woo, woo.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I was gonna go on order first. I didn't want to skip past Blood and Guts with AEW because both Blood and Guts, the women's match and the men's match, was really, 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 really good. I enjoyed the women's match. I think everybody bled except for Mercedes. I think every woman was cracked open during that match. It was a good match. Women's wrestling, gotta support it, gotta tune in. Then of course you had a match with Hangman Adam Page and um,
Powerhouse Hobbs.
yes, Powerhouse Hobbs. The match was okay. It was okay. I don't feel like it was best for either one of them. Um,
Do you think it was a
but
filler for the men's Blood and Guts match? Yeah.
huh?
Do you think it was going to be a filler for the men's Blood and Guts? Because you had the women's, then Hangman, and then the blokes Blood and
Yeah,
Guts match.
yeah. I mean, you can tell that they tried to have a moment, which was with him pushing Powerhouse Hobbs off the balcony, which it was a good spot, but like the peaks and the valleys of the match was kind of it was a dud in my opinion, you know.
Mm.
And I enjoyed watching both of them, but the match just wasn't great. Um, However, the blood and guts for the men's were insane. It was insane. I don't know if it was the spot where Darby went through the table that was on fire. I don't know if it was John Moxley stapling orange hands in his pants pockets. I don't know if it was the scene with Mark Briscoe and Willer on top of the cage. I mean, there was a lot of good moments in that match overall, but if there was a true MVP of that match, it was definitely Kyle O'Reilly.
Mm.
He did his damn thing in that match. He did it. I found a whole new level of respect for Kyle after that match. Um, and it was a good show. It was a good show for AEW. It really, really was. TNA, um, Mike Santana lost his belt. He won it 30 days ago. He didn't have a title shot. He didn't, he didn't. That was first defense of that title after winning, beating Trick Williams for it back in October. Um, he gave a title opportunity to Nick Nemes' annoying little brother Ryan. But overall, NXT came. NXT came and pretty much just ran the rest of the show. Came and
Mm.
attacked him. Frankie Kazarian came in and he cashed in on Mike and took the title after 30 days of having it. And then Friday. Okay, so before we get into SmackDown, something really interesting happened, but I already predicted that this was going to happen anyway. So there was a story that came out that Mike Santana didn't show up for the meet and greet after TNA. He wasn't in the building for Turning Point, which was the pay-per-view that next day, Friday. He wasn't returning their calls. He wasn't returning their texts. He like went completely AWOL. They didn't know where he was. That was the story that had went out. All of the major dirt sheets, wrestling sites, they all was telling this particular story. Later, it turned out that it was all a part of a storyline because Mike Santana did show up. He did show up and he was in a match, and it was Frankie Kazarian and oh shit, I forgot who he was teaming up with, but it was Mike and um, damn, Diona husband. I'm getting names, y'all. You have to forgive me. Um, it'll come to me though. But he ended up showing up for the match. So the different writers for these websites was highly upset because they was a part of a storyline. They pushed a story that they believed was true. And come to find out that it was Tommy Dreamer who was telling them this story. And he's a ECW legend. He's a Hall of Famer. Why would he lie to us? And it's like, I said this was going to happen. I think a lot of these websites, they do feel like they are bigger than the program. I think they feel like without them, the business kind of falls in a standstill. And so these companies are going to start feeding you both stories that are true and not true,
Mm.
just so that you will learn your place. And you were reminded of that on Friday. And a lot of them was very upset. They was highly upset about it. I can't believe I was lied to. Why would you lie to us? And it's like, because you're not a part of the company, you know? And so I thought it was kind of ironic because I said that I said this back in January when it came down to a lot of stories that was coming out in WWE. And I said that I felt like a lot of these stories was going to come out and y'all was going to push it because you want to be the ones that get the story out first. And WWE is going to start blurring the lines between what is true and what is not true to keep you guys at bay. And Friday was an example of that happening because everybody believed that Mike Santana was so mad after losing his belt. After 30 days, they believed the story when all TNA did was use them to track more traffic to their show on Friday. And so, they was pissed off about that. So that was fun. Now, of course, SmackDown, which was on at the same time as Turning Point, so watching SmackDown on TV and watching Turning Point on the computer. Um, yeah, I thought the surprise guest that was going to fight LA Knight on Friday was going to be Joe, seeing as how they announced that he got signed the day before. But no, it wasn't. It was
Woo,
Matt
woo,
Cardona,
woo.
aka Zack Ryder. And that was such a pleasant. That was a very pleasant surprise. It was. It was a very pleasant surprise. They made it clear that he is not signed with WWE, but he does have a merchandise deal, so you can buy his merch from WWE. Um, of course, his wife Chelsea is now selling her hats. Uh, I hope I can get them for Christmas because I think those hats look kind of cute. You know, you gotta treat yourself sometimes. Um, but overall, SmackDown was okay as well. I do like the way they're booking Jade. I know a lot of people is
Mm.
not crazy about it. A lot of people feel like her matches are short, or she's not really, you know, um, I don't know what they expect from her. I think you shouldn't extend her farther than she can physically do.
Yeah.
But if you are going to book her as a powerhouse, then that's what she needs to be doing. She needs to be running through these girls. Her matches shouldn't be 5 and 10 minutes long. Her matches should be shorter than that. She should just be beating them to the ground, and that should be it. It's very much like how she was being booked in AEW, and at this point, I think that just works best for her. Um, Now, of course, when she ultimately faces Bianca, which I think that will be the biggest feud that she'll have, then, Bianca is going to give her a fight. You
Mm.
know, that will be the lengthy match because Bianca doesn't have short matches. By that time, we will hope that Jade has the stamina to go up against Bianca because Bianca has lengthy matches. Her matches are not short at all. Um, but only time will tell.
Yep.
So, tomorrow we do have another um secret opponent going up against Solo Sokoa. Now, this could be Joe. This could be Joe. I do feel like Joe
What,
is
Joe?
going Hendrick.
Mm, no, I think they've got bigger plans for Joe Henry.
I I just don't see anybody who has won so far. I do not see them going up against John
Mm.
as his last match. Now, of course, I will hope that Solo's opponent is not Brock Lesnar. I will hope not. I will hope not. However, I don't. I think it's obvious that whoever John faces is going to take that title off of him, and I don't see Brock Lesnar wanting the Intercontinental title.
Mm.
If he's not going to have the heavyweight title, he's not going to win it. So that's why I don't think it's going to be too big of a star because they will walk away with that title. Not even Cody. When he came back, he didn't get any mid-card titles. He went straight for the heavyweight title. He had the tag titles with Jay, but he didn't hold no mid-card. CM Punk came. CM Punk haven't held no mid-card belts either.
But thinking about now, who has had that title in the past that John has now and made it famous? And I can only see one person.
Which is who?
Y2J. I think Jericho's going to win it.
But that's the thing. I didn't see Chris Jericho coming before Royal Rumble, though. I saw him as being one of the surprise people at the Royal Rumble.
Mm. But thinking about what the belt has, John's belt at the moment, he has the cruiserweight. Who's made that famous in the past? And if you
No,
go back to,
I know it's Chris Jericho, but I mean, it's like, are y'all going to announce that Chris Jericho is signed before 8 o'clock tonight? I mean, tomorrow? Because I mean, you only got away with that with CM Punk. We didn't know that CM Punk was signed until he came out at the end of Survivor Series in 2023.
mm,
So, is there a way that you can announce that Chris is signed to WWE, and then he pops up and be the secret opponent against Solo tomorrow?
well, he has done in the spreadsheets and online to all the journalists that he has now just went off in AEW. He said Tony Khan has just ruined it. So I think he might be next couple of
Oh
weeks
yeah.
or even tomorrow, he might be showing up.
Oh yeah. No. Oh, I've definitely seen what Chris Jericho has been saying. So it's very obvious that he is coming to WWE. I guess the question is when, because he even had said about TNA being the wrestling's second show.
Mm.
Um, so he's really burning that bridge with AEW, which is very interesting, seeing as how he had pretty much nothing nice to say about WWE um, for the last few years. But um, even a friend of mine has said this. Chris got to get into shape first. Because Chris had a little pop belly and everything in AEW. Like, he looked so inflated. And, you can't go to WWE looking like that. You can't.
Mm.
All of the older wrestlers is in some type of physical shape. Like you look at CM Punk, he's in good shape. You look at AJ Styles is very, cut. He's very muscular. Same thing with John, Randy. So Chris is coming. Chris got to like get into war ready shape like them. And are you ready for that by tomorrow?
Oh,
Or
hold on.
will you pop up at Royal Rumble?
Hold on a wee second. We're talking about the cruiserweight title, aren't we? That John Cena has.
The
What if?
Intercontinental.
What if? Oh, that could be a secret. What about Enzo Ramore? He's been speaking a lot about WWE recently, so he has.
Who?
Enzo Ramore. You can't say that. Certified G.
I don't know. I mean, I follow him and I follow his girlfriend
Mm,
on social media. I think, you know what? I don't think it's going to happen. And I'm going to tell you why. Because right now, he is signed under fourth rope.
yeah.
And you remember West Side Gun, he pretty much shared how he got kicked out of a Raw show recently. So he pretty much just denounced WWE, said he wants no ties with them. So I don't see that happening
Yeah.
because you know, West Side pretty much called war on WWE. And you know what? I don't blame them. I don't. If I'm putting all my time, my effort, my money, supporting your brand, I'm make reference of your brand and my music, things of that nature. I'm really showing you nothing but respect, and you see me and your audience, and the first thing you do is you gotta go.
Mm,
You gotta get him out of here. Him and his whole entourage, they gotta go.
mm.
And then it's like, so I'm not gonna get at least my money back. Like, no, you're not getting that either. It's disrespectful, and it's supposed to have happened yesterday to I guess a reporter. Well, not yesterday. Well, yeah, yesterday. It happened yesterday to this reporter at a TNA taping.
Mm,
I guess he was from what I could see, he was announcing the matches, but he wasn't releasing the results. So he would say such and such and such have a match, but he wouldn't say who won or lost. Somehow they saw it, kicked him out, kicked him out of the arena. Um, some people are upset about that. I I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. I feel like, you know, if you know that they don't want you to share certain information, don't. I mean, at least don't do it while you're still in the
the
arena.
arena.
After the fact, do it when you get home. I don't know. It's so stupid. So, of course, you had people supporting him and saying that TNA was wrong and stuff, but a lot of the people who are saying TNA is wrong for kicking him out are the same people that was mad that TNA used them on Friday to push the Mike Santana storyline. So they're just still mad that TNA used them. And it's like, there's no crying in baseball. Like, just shake it off. I feel like that it's that Tom Cruise line that pops up. There's no crying in baseball. Get over it. You were used. It's a part of It's a part of the game.
Mm,
You either use or you get used. It's a part of the game. So, um, yeah, I think it'll be a lot of them questioning whether or not the stories that they hear are true now. You know,
yeah.
everybody wants to be like TMZ. They want to be the ones that pushes out the story first, but now you have to question whether it's true or not. So
Mm,
instead of being the first one, now you might not be the first one because you want to make sure that it's true. Um, you know, I learned that very early on dealing with the gossiping websites that I used to write for, like Hollywood Unlocked, like those type of websites that dabbles into the gossip world of these celebrities. I learned that very early on that not everything that they tell you is true. Sometimes it's just publicity stunts. So leaving that after doing that for over 8 years to write for wrestling, to write about wrestling, it's I've already have that mindset that not everything that they tell you is true. You have to use your discernment. You have to know when you are being told, you know, something to help push a story out, or it's a shoot, and the
mm,
wrestler is just telling you something, to get it off their chest, or if it's just what you call it, a well-known secret within the industry. It's just you just have to be able to tell the difference, and I don't think they're used to that
no.
because you know if a wrestler tells you something, you automatically think it's true. But uh, I mean, I don't mean to go on a tangent. It's just I've been doing this since I was 26. Now I'll be 39. So, I kind of know, how to weave through some of the BS that's told in the stories. So when I saw it, I just kind of chuckled to myself. It's like other
Don't believe it.
promotions are going to start doing this now. It's like other promotions are going to start doing it now.
Mm,
TNA did it. AEW, WWE, MLW, GCW, they're all going to start doing that now. They're all going to start telling you things that's going to help push storylines for them.
yep. Unfortunately.
All a part of the game.
Uh,
So, as I guess you could tell, I kind of miss doing If I May Speak Candidly, because I would have been really talking about this on my show, and I am hoping that. Well, actually, I did order a new microphone. So when we do record next week, it'll be a different setup. Same background, but the microphone will be set up differently. And yeah, I would hope that maybe sometime next week I can push out another article, another not article, but another episode of that because it's been months.
and
Been
they'll
months.
get to see it, the tags and all on our wee page on Instagram, Twitter, and stuff like that.
Yes, because there's a lot of things that has happened that I have not talked about. A lot of storylines that I want to, go back into and stuff. But, as we have talked offline and I would share on here, the last couple of months has been tumultuous. And, you know, it's when you just lose all motivation to doing stuff and people are just asking you like when is this going to come out, when are you going to go back to that, and you just don't have an answer because you just don't know yourself. It really just depends on your mood.
Yeah.
you know and I do enjoy doing this because it is um something that I like to talk about, which is the 90s, but it's also one day out of the week, so it doesn't feel like
Work.
I could have a potential burnout or anything. As for people who do record every day of the week, I don't know how they do that, but kudos to them. Um, but yes, I'm rambling. So we're going to wrap this up. um, but yes, next week we will tap into 1995, the year that my baby brother was born. Um, and then there was four of us. It was four of us. So I'm excited to see what
Happens.
yeah, what comes out from that year, 95.
The year I left high school as well. So, ooh.
Mm,
And then I'm going to be hosting again next week. So, listeners, get ready for that. Shorter,
yeah,
shorter episodes, unless we get Megan
yeah.
on her wrestling soapbox again.
Yeah. If not, I will probably be able to just say, if you want to hear more about it, please tune in to this episode, which will be live on this day. We'll see how that works out. But
No,
definitely
stick with the
need
third
to.
row posse.
Well, I left all my listeners on YouTube. On, if I may speak, and it's been a year that podcast has been up for a year. Um, but we will. I'll make it work. That is best
No
I
sweats.
can promise. I will make it work. But yes, so if you enjoyed our conversation, please do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you find us on our social media accounts, Third Row Posse, on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok.
No, not TikTok. I'm too old for TikTok.
Instagram and Twitter. And yeah, just look out for next week where we break down our favorite songs, albums, movies, and TV shows from 1995. Um, we have a couple of more weeks left to go. We have about three, so it's like 4 weeks. Got about 3 more weeks after this. Well,
5?
4 weeks.
We're on
I
5.
mean, are we including 2000?
No, we're going up to 99, and then we're going to see if we're going to continue on. But I think we will be continuing on. And also, at the 99 stage, when we do our last two songs, we are going to add on the Spotify playlist Dirt by Alice in Chains, the full album as well,
Okay.
that you've been asking for. So we're going to add that as well onto it. Because our
Yeah,
wee Spotify soundtrack is pretty cool so far.
yeah, definitely. Okay, we will do that, and we will see you fine people, same place, same time next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.